YouTube, what is going on? Scenario Talk 23. I'm back with another video. Before we get into this video, YouTube, I need you to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. Turn on that post notification bell while you at it. Today we got an interesting video. We got DaBaby. Where are they now? How he ruined his career. Let's get straight into it.
We're gonna make a Mickey Mouse waffle.
Well, we really know what happened.
After becoming one of North Carolina's most prolific rap exports, the rapper known as DaBaby decided to undertake a series of life choices that have potentially set his career on fire, not the least of which is the recent breaking news that his 2020 hit track Rockstar might very well be plagiarized. But long before his entire career would turn into a giant question mark, DaBaby was born Jonathan Lindale Kirk on December 22nd, 1991. 6 years later, he relocated to Charlotte, North Carolina, where he spent his adolescence attending Julius L. Chambers High School, from which he graduated in 2010. Having earned his high school diploma, DaBaby attended the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, where he says he stuck out like a sore thumb as one of the few black kids in what was otherwise a predominantly white school. DaBaby had to learn how to adapt to his new environment, only to discover that it wasn't exactly for him. After spending 2 years hanging around that campus, DaBaby dropped out and returned home to Charlotte, where he engaged in local street life. Having returned to his hometown a grown man, DaBaby did what he deemed necessary in order to survive. He doesn't like to speak on this period of his life in between returning home and making music, but if you listen to his earliest mixtapes, there's plenty of references to moving that product, if you know what I mean. And these are the years during which the time DaBaby developed his ability to hustle, something that would serve him well during his hip-hop career. By December of 2014, DaBaby had decided to dedicate himself to pursuing a career of rap music. That's when he first took the stage name of Baby Jesus and issued his first mixtape, a project known as Non-Fiction. At the time he dropped his first few songs, Baby had never even performed live before. So, in the wake of his first release, he drove to South by Southwest in the spring of 2015. Where he popped up on stage and began making a name for himself on the back of some extremely energetic and visceral live performances. Following year, he changed his name to DaBaby, citing what he referred to as political reasons on his track DaBaby Intro from his mixtape God's Work Resurrected. Now, this project would get Baby's name circulating like never before, just as he went on an extended run of releasing half a dozen mixtapes in the span of one calendar year, in particular his popular series known as Baby Talk. But it wasn't until 2019 that DaBaby finally broke through into the mainstream consciousness in a big way. When DaBaby's 2018 single, Next Song, and Blank Blank received cosigns from artists like Boozy Badass and Yo Gotti, it helped lay the foundation for his explosion in popularity in January of 2019 when he dropped his first viral hit, Walker, Texas Ranger. Only 2 months prior, DaBaby had been arrested for shooting and killing a man who says he was attempting to rob him at a local Walmart. All the media attention that he got as a result wouldn't prevent DaBaby from seeing his career soar to new heights. In fact, it might very well have helped his major debut, Baby on Baby, which featured hit singles like Suge and Babysitter, reach the number 7 spot on the Billboard 200. DaBaby then kept that momentum rolling throughout the year by endearing himself to his new fans, thanks in large part to his happy-go-lucky nature, fun music videos, and a unique rhyming flow.
Yeah, in the rental car while the lights was on, you know me, I be chillin' and coolin'. Know I'm the shit with the music. Since you in love with computers, go look my name up on Google.
Before the end of 2019, he dropped his sophomore effort, Kirk, yet another chart-topping hit that boasted 2 further platinum-selling singles with Intro and Bop. Having now cemented himself as one of hip-hop's most prolific artists, 6 months later, DaBaby would release his third studio effort, Blame It On Baby, which featured appearances from Quavo, Future, Roddy Ricch, Megan Thee Stallion, and many more. Much like his prior project, Blame It On Baby would debut at the top of the Billboard 200 and sell enough copies to go platinum as well. Tragedy would strike at the tail end of 2020. DaBaby lost his older brother Glenn Johnson to a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Looking to then work his complicated feelings out of his system, DaBaby would then drop an EP titled My Brother's Keeper, Long Live G, in November of that year to commemorate his brother's life. And unfortunately, this would become DaBaby's final release before his career took a hard, drastic, and entirely self-inflicted turn for the worst. As already hinted at earlier in this story, DaBaby's life has been chock full of controversy, but his career never really seemed to be impacted by any of it until the beginning of this new decade. I mean, for starters, in January of 2020, DaBaby was arrested and questioned by police in Miami in regards to an alleged robbery involving involving a concert promoter who claimed the rapper and his associates beat the brakes off of him. The charges were eventually dropped, but a $6 million federal lawsuit against DaBaby went ahead, one that most recently wrapped up last month in December of 2020, when the verdict came down in DaBaby's favor. And you know, had that been the end of it, maybe things would have worked out okay, but it was only the beginning of DaBaby's problems. In the early stages of 2020, the rapper would be sued for battery after an unrelated attack on a woman in Florida. Later that summer, he was arrested and charged with possession of a loaded and concealed firearm. And then came the Rolling Loud Festival and the impromptu bashing of the LGBTQ+ community.
That's what I don't want to hear, bro. You might as well stop with all this and that. We know what happened to DaBaby. We know what he did, and we know why he's at where he at. So just stop.
Fellas, lights up. Fellas, if you ain't sucking nigga in the parking lot, put your cell phone right there. Let's be real about this shit.
I mean, yeah.
The best way to make money on Amazon in 2023 is no longer selling physical products like...
I mean, yeah, I have no idea what this guy was thinking. And what exactly prompted this outburst has never really been made clear, but it would go on to negatively impact DaBaby's standing in the entertainment community, as celebrities like Elton John and Dua Lipa took the rapper to task for the vile things that he had said, and venues began canceling his shows. But instead of apologizing, DaBaby doubled down and responded with more hateful words. But when that was also met with backlash, he had finally half apologized on social media, before then promptly deleting it, of course. And you know, it seemed as if whenever the criticism around him increased, DaBaby would only become more and more dedicated to his new shtick. He not only posted a video of himself kicking the mother of his children, Danny Lee, out of her house, I mean Danny Lee of all people, but then a video surfaced of him beating the living crap out of her brother at a bowling alley as well. And it's kind of like when clips like this go viral, you also kind of remind yourself, this is a man who legally got away with killing another man in a Walmart, so are we really that surprised?
Okay, don't pull that. Come on, bro. You know what happened in that Walmart. Come on, bro. Like, don't pull that shit, bro.
Himself right in the middle of the ongoing Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez drama by siding with Tory despite the fact that he had previously been on friendly terms with Megan Thee Stallion. In short form, DaBaby was doing himself no favors, and soon enough, his career paid the price for it. After dropping a string of singles throughout 2022, DaBaby finally released a new studio album in September of that year. Now, not only did this new album feature none of those singles that he had dropped earlier in the year, but it would only more or less tank upon release, only climbing as high as the 34th spot on the Billboard 200, a chart that DaBaby practically used to own with each new release. Unlike his earlier efforts, this project would feature only one co-star, Anthony Hamilton, and for the most part, Baby concerned himself with addressing the many controversies that he had racked up over the year, leading to him being more or less blackballed by the industry. The song Boogeyman would even contain lyrics in which DaBaby claimed to have a physical relationship with Megan Thee Stallion the day before she was shot. A stunt that was good enough to get DaBaby's name trending as the #1 topic on Twitter, but not enough to translate to sales success. And that should be a cautionary tale to all artists. I mean, just because you're trending or stirring up controversy doesn't mean you're going to sell records. All in all, Baby on Baby 2 would only sell 16,000 copies in its first week. Just when it looked like things couldn't get possibly much worse for DaBaby, Cast would come back to collect, when music producer Juju Beats claimed that DaBaby jacked his entire beat for the 2020 Roddy Ricch collaboration, Rockstar. According to the lawsuit, Juju alleges that he sent DaBaby's camp the original music composition back in 2019. It was then accessed more than 40 times by the artist and his team before being sampled for Rockstar without Juju's permission. Of course, the track has gone on to earn DaBaby millions and millions of dollars since it dropped. And while Juju originally tried to resolve the issue without going to court, DaBaby has been unwilling to cooperate. So now he's got yet another lawsuit on his hands to deal with, on top of the nearly $30 million that he says he's already lost due to his string of controversies. I mean, how many times can a man get canceled?
Oh man, I don't know. It depends on what you consider canceled, man. I say once though, you know. I say once if we going by like what you would define.
Will all these extremely poor decisions ultimately wind up spelling doom for DaBaby's professional career? I mean, let's just say that things are definitely not moving in the right direction. But in terms of whether or not this really is the end of DaBaby, or simply a gigantic bump in the road, We're just gonna have to wait and see. I mean, after all, you've now caught up with the recent history of one of hip-hop's most divisive personalities right here on Where Are They Now. So thank you everybody for watching today's episode, and before you head out, I consider asking yourself the following question. Which, if any, of DaBaby's many controversies has changed your opinion on him the most? Let me know if you're still rocking with DaBaby in the comment section down below. Otherwise, feel free to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
But, wait, what's that?
To make sure that you never...
But, see, he asked what made me look at whatever DaBaby different. I ain't gonna lie, him getting on live and kicking Danny Lee out, like, come on, bro. There was no point in going on live. Like, this be the problem. People take shit to social media too much, bro. Like, you didn't have to get on live, bro. You could have left that alone, did this and that, but it is what it is. But YouTube, that's going to be it for this video. Leave me a like, comment, and subscribe. Get me to 1,000 subs. Catch me on the next one.